Oh, what is going on, everybody?
Hello!
It is Pixelparters here, and we are back in the Great Ace Attorney 2. When we left off, we were a little bit confused.
As usual.
We'll admit it, and so I did afterwards default and go to the helpful guide of the internet. And I'll be honest, I'm still quite confused about the answer entirely, because we're supposed to go to the fact that there is absolutely no logical reason to remove the blade, and we're gonna present,
which is the statement that we were, drawn towards.
Yeah.
So we were on the right track there.
Yeah. We present the poison article, and I assume it's with the fact on page 2 about, because that's the only place that really talks about wounds. It's the fact of, even a tiny bit of poison enters the body via oral ingestion or a wound, the victim only has minutes to live. But what are we trying to say? That there were traces of poison on the knife, so she pulled it out to try and keep it away from her, or...
Oh, maybe.
But that wouldn't make any sense, because that would make the assumption that she would know that that poison was stolen and on the blade, and our assumption is that, granted, we're ahead of the game, that the poison was obviously in the pen because of the unknown liquid in there, but we'll see what the game has to say, so we maybe understand what the thought process is.
A tiny little objection. I love it.
It is wonderful.
I do have one possibility in mind. One logical reason the defendant might remove the blade from the victim's body.
I want to hear it, please. What?
You don't even know your medical ABCs that you still won't give up. Go on and tell us about this fantasy of yours.
It's all written in this newspaper. It says that a lethal poison was stolen from the laboratories at Yume.
The victim was stabbed. Poison has no bearing on this case.
But...
Prosecutor, allow the attorney to finish before you speak.
Newspapers are nothing but scrap paper covered with half-truths.
Defense, present to the court the basis behind your claim. Which part of this newspaper article supports your claim?
But, Your Honor...
Thank you, Your Honor. Haori wouldn't have put the victim's life in danger without good reason. This section of the article shows the reason the defendant pulled out the knife.
That's the only thing that can even make a sense, but...
Yeah. The article states the following about the poison. If this poison enters the body through a wound, the victim has mere minutes left.
I beg your pardon?
And if it so happened that this poison was coated on the murder weapon...
Really?
Then Haori would have had to pull that knife out as soon as she could. Do you all see now? It was all to prevent the poison from entering the victim's bloodstream.
Oh, I mean, that's a stretch in the first... At least to me, that's a stretch.
Yeah.
But why isn't everyone laughing? This is clearly... I hit the button too soon.
A joke it is not, I assure you.
I guess I must said it's a joke.
A joke it is not. For once.
The defendant had no malicious intent behind pulling out the knife. Rather, she was trying to save the victim. That is a possibility we cannot overlook.
I mean, usually I like to be like, okay, I get where they're going with this, but I feel like this, out of every time that we've played these games with the wild assumptions...
This was a stretch.
I feel like this is a stretch to say that the knife was coated, and already, without there even being any basis of the poison talked about or anything, you just straight up jump to that far off 1%.
You have to have a vivid imagination to think of what she just thought of.
Especially because of the fact of how they tell you to look at the evidence, and the evidence pretty much, when you look at it, you can easily put together the picture of, oh, the poison was in the pen, because you're literally told by your father, hey, look at everything that you have, which involved all those steps on the pen.
Wait, stop ranting.
I don't know. Anyways, get out of that.
Just look at the post-mortem. It states that the victim died from blood loss. There's no mention of poison whatsoever.
Because it's undetectable. Well, that's because she must have pulled out the knife before any poison got into the victim's bloodstream?
How
Risible?
Risible.
I don't know.
Enough of your futile attempts to force your little theory to work. That strange poison of which you speak clearly has no relation to this case. And even the validity of that news article is dubious.
The appropriate course of action would have been to wait for medical equipment to arrive. And yet you say that instead she suspected poison. I don't know why I thought that was wrong. Poison may be at work and pulled out the knife. I threw off my mojo. In which case we need to see on what basis you're making these claims.
That's right. You says nothing of the sort, newbie.
I don't know if it's been there the whole time. Another little small thing. Whenever he's doing the fan thing, when he's kind of flustered, his
Yeah.
mouth twitches.
It
like
does?
like the corner of his mouth where his lips end, they twitch.
Oh.
It's a nice little thing I've seen. Unless it's an animation error or something. I don't know.
No, it's not.
I don't
There's
know.
never an animation error in these games. How dare you? Why did Haori think the stolen poison might be involved? The basis on which I make these claims? Of course, I'd be happy to show you.
Really?
What? Don't be ridiculous.
I mean, come on, you've watched anime. You know the mouth twitch.
Yeah.
I can tell by that look in your eyes. You aren't bluffing, are you? While you bear the title of defense attorney, I know I need not remind you, however, in these modern courts, anything that we are to take as the truth requires evidence to back it up.
Yes, Your Honor. I know that all too well. Because I've seen it in the British Empire's Crown Court. Next to him.
Him.
Now then, defense.
Naruhodo's getting the Phoenix treatment.
Yeah.
Next to him.
I order to you to present your evidence. Present evidence that shows that the poison written about in the article relates to this case.
All right. Was it on this one or no? I think it's on here. Wait, no, it's not on here. Where was it? Well, I mean, so there's two things we can go for. Is that the number one thing that rang to me was the fact that Haori was supposed to be the like caretaker of the poison, but that was only just really said by
Father.
Mikotoba. Yeah, we don't really have that as evidence per se yet, because that's just historical. So I guess we'll go with the fact of the eyeball,
Oh yeah, the eyes.
because the people were extremely constricted, and that ties right with the poison. So I think we'll use that. Please. Okay.
Please take a look at the notes section of the postmortem. The victim's pupils were extremely constricted.
No.
Now, I'm just a bumpkin with no knowledge of forensic medicine, but answer me this. The fact that the constriction of the victim's pupils was noted at all means that this was an abnormality, right?
Well,
Under normal circumstances, death would result in dilation of the pupils. They would get bigger. That they would constrict instead to such an extreme degree is indeed abnormal.
hey, what do you think you're saying, you country bumpkin of a detective?
What?
Wow, he's just throwing out
Yeah.
the bumpkin to everyone now.
The newspaper article states the following about the poison. Should the poison enter the body, the victim's pupils constrict to the size of pinheads. Wow.
What?
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
When the defendant, Haori, saw the victim in front of her with a knife stabbed in her back,
Who are you calling Pinhead? Okay.
why?
I couldn't help myself.
If the
Sorry.
victim's pupils had been constricted at that point in time,
She would immediately suspect poisoning. She is a medical student after all.
well, Prosecutor
You
Auchi,
bet the pop.
I'd say this is a very reasonable basis for my claims.
You curse country bumpkins to both of you.
Got him.
The court believes that the defense has adequately established this possibility.
No.
Yes. Eugene Mikotoba,
Yes, Your Honor.
believe you are the best person to confirm the validity of the defense's claims. Please tell us the truth about what happened to the stolen poison mentioned in this article.
Well, shit. This is hard to admit, but the truth is that I don't know.
You don't?
The chemicals that are stored in the laboratories. I've received no word of any theft.
What? So you're saying that nothing was stolen?
Not quite. I'm saying that I can't be sure unless I go back and check the stock myself.
Some professor you are.
You shut the fuck up.
This poison is a state secret, and you need a newspaper to tell you it's been stolen.
All right, let me try and see. Did he do a math fish, or was that just when he talks? Maybe it's just when he talks, the lips do
Yeah,
that.
it's just when he
Ah,
talks.
dang it. That would have been a cool detail. Indeed, all this is due to my negligence.
Father.
Honestly, university professors these days. They don't even bat an eyelid when their students go out murdering people.
How dare you? Oh.
Oh dear.
Where'd she go? What? None of this is Professor Mikatoba's fault! I'm the one that should be taking responsibility. It's all my fault! Haori?
Defendant, you mustn't just run up onto the stand like that. This court has rules, you know.
It was all my fault, I swear. The drug was still in development. That day, the one who realized it had been stolen was...
You mean...
Haori, it was you? I was the one in charge of looking after it, you see. When Professor Mikatoba and Mr. Natsume had finished their talk, I noticed that there was something missing from the stock of drugs being researched.
Why did you not report this to me immediately?
I was just so scared. Everyone was calling that poison top secret, and it was my fault that it was stolen. So I wanted to try and get it back before anybody noticed. Besides, I thought I knew who the culprit was. The culprit? You don't mean... That's right, that pretty English lady. Who else?
Giselle Brett.
And that's why I went along with her to the beach. I questioned her in that beach hut. She just sat in the chair in the back, smiling as though nothing was wrong. I know you're the one who stole it! Return it at once! I must say, I haven't the faintest idea of what you're talking about. That was horrible.
It's fine.
And then, she abruptly stood up, and before I knew it, her knees buckled and she collapsed right in front of me. Wow, that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
There was a small knife buried in her back. I have no idea how it happened or how it got there. But what I saw next had me frozen in fear. Her pupils had constricted until they were as tiny as pinheads.
What?
So you're saying that the very poison stolen from the lab had been utilized here?
I was frantic. I hadn't seen her eat or drink anything while I was there. Which meant that there was only one way that the poison could have entered her body. The knife in her back.
So that was why you decided to pull that knife out?
That's right. If the level of poison in her body was still low, there was a chance for survival. That's what I was thinking. I'm really, really, truly sorry for keeping quiet for so long.
The fact that you've kept this a secret is not something that can be so easily forgiven.
Yeah.
However, I commend the courage that it took to make such a confession.
Thank you, Your Honor. I can feel it just now. May not be much, but the atmosphere in the room has definitely changed.
You mustn't be fooled, Your Honor. This witness is trying to save the Supreme Court. You're trying to tell us that the victim just collapsed in front of you out of nowhere. Then please enlighten us as to how the culprit stabbed the poor victim. This girl clearly stabbed the victim for revenge. The truth is practically staring us in the face.
But there's no decisive evidence to back up that claim.
That is where you're mistaken. I have something far more decisive than anything we've seen so far.
Was that my imagination? Or did the prosecutor just hesitate for a second there?
Prosecutor Auchi, please present your evidence to the court.
I will commend your efforts, Bumpkin.
Huh?
I did think I would have to present this. I didn't think I would have to present this. Take that.
Whoa. Oh, wait, is that the judge? I don't know.
who it is.
That seems like a judge thing to say.
Yeah, you can say however you want. It could be anyone.
What a chilling scene this photograph shows.
I don't know.
This piece of evidence clearly shows us who the true culprit is, more than any other. It shows the very moment that Harry Mayasumi committed the crime.
No, you're wrong! This is... It can't be. There's no way. No! It could be when she was pulling out the knife, like she literally just said.
Yeah.
Like, what's the difference between hearing it from her and seeing it?
Yeah.
If anything, it just helps us.
Maybe that's why I hesitated.
Order! I must say that was quite a piercing scream from the defense bench.
Looks like our little bumpkin attorney's voice is just as juvenile as his reasoning.
Oh. Ugh.
Be careful. Your Susudo is showing.
Your Susanoo is showing.
As they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. The court accepts this photograph as decisive evidence.
Okay. What is Haori doing?
Howery.
Haori, get him.
Can't believe he had something like this up his sleeve. Oh, that hit me so hard I'm having trouble fighting back. Please wait! That photograph! Who? Who took it? Howery? That's a good question.
Who took it? That's hardly important.
Yes it is.
Yeah.
What are you saying? Knowing who the photographer was is vital. Because that person is a witness to the crime. And we have a duty to demand their testimony.
Yeah!
Indeed, the defense's request is sustained. Prosecution, please tell the court about the photographer.
I betcha it's
That crazy
Soseki's it's Soseki's photographer. Now the number one, I also want to look at this. Can we see?
The crack! The crack!
Yeah, the crack's there, and that definitely ties that. I was so busy looking at the actual scene, I didn't even notice the crack.
The crack was the first thing I noticed.
So that definitely confirms that those two are the same photographer. Which so instead of it being signs of a struggle, I would say that's more or less those two cracks are just to signify
The camera.
that we can tie them together. Which means that he probably is the murderer then. I don't know why he would, but
Still can't see your face. It's always hidden. Yeah.
What about her face? She looks concerned.
she looks determined. But yeah, that's definitely a stab. Okay,
Yeah.
anyways.
That's a stab.
All right, go ahead and say it was a photographer. Come on.
Well, the thing is, I don't know.
I beg your pardon?
This photograph was sent to the Imperial Police by special delivery just yesterday. The sender's name wasn't written anywhere, so we have no means to identify the photographer. I was trying to get ahead of it there, and I got it wrong.
What?
Does that mean, Prosecutor Auchi, that you've just presented a suspicious photograph to the Supreme Court and you don't even know who or where it came from?
Prosecutor, you hesitated for a moment before presenting that photograph. It was because you knew it would be shaky as evidence without a source, no?
Hey, be quiet, cursed country bumpkin attorney. Cursed airhead professor.
Jesus.
The important thing is that the truth is shown in this. That's shown in this photograph.
But the defendant has already acknowledged that she pulled the knife out of the victim. It should be clear that this isn't the moment she stabbed the victim.
Is it the moment that she pulled the knife out? That debate will be a waste of time.
Indeed, without the photographer's testimony, we cannot tell one way or the other. Furthermore, as long as the truth shown in this photograph is believed to be decisive, without any further substantial claims from the defense, the court has reached a conclusion.
No!
Susudo, this is where you must stand your ground. As long as what you have proven thus far is the truth, then there's no doubt that this is the moment Miss Murasame pulled out the knife.
He's right.
Looks like you'll be sad on your way home on the slow train tonight. It was unfortunate for you that you were destined to face me, Takasuchi Auchi, in court.
Without the identity of the photographer, this trial is going to end here. Isn't there some sort of clue somewhere? Something leading us to who took the photo?
Oh, yeah.
Defense, your answer, if you please.
The defense regarding evidence that shows the identity of the photographer.
Oh,
I
we
have
got
it right
here.
Whether I can or cannot isn't what matters, because right now there is only one option for me. Regarding the identity of the person who took this photo, the defense is, of course, ready to present an answer.
What? But Dickies, there's no way you can know.
Uh-huh.
But if you think you can, why don't you tell us? Go on.
I won't just tell you, I'll show you. Unfortunately, I'm unable to provide a name.
Ha! I knew it. It was nothing but a bluff.
Shut the fuck up, would you? Not so fast. I do have evidence.
Is that loud in court? Is she cursing me?
Yes! You're annoying as hell!
God damn it.
And this evidence can tell us more about the photographer.
You judgy country bumpkin.
Excuse me?
I mean, Your Honor. What?
Bailiff! No. Get the new prosecutor. In that case, defense, the court orders you to present your evidence.
My family will curse you
What
by...
evidence reveals the identity of the photograph's photographer?
My family will brother courts around the
Be
world for
quiet.
generations.
Blah, 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 blah. Can't hear you.
All right,
blah, blah,
that
blah.
would be the Soseki article. Boom.
Is this the same newspaper article from before? Jolly fellow returns from Britain, tells all.
Not that part.
What's important here isn't the article, but rather the photograph. Please take a closer look. There's this strange whitish jagged line.
Oh, indeed. I had somewhat noticed it before.
Ha! That's clearly just a shadow. A tree branch, perhaps.
A tree branch indoors.
I can assure you, trees do not grow in all laboratories.
Now, if I could direct your attention to this photograph. Look at this photograph.
I'm so proud of you. Go up so fast.
Oh!
Here we can see the exact same whitish jagged pattern.
And if we look at them stereoscopically, we can compare the
Oh
two
my
and see they're
God.
an exact same match. Boom!
Jesus.
Last game taught me so much.
But this is not deeper whatsoever. It's clearly just a shadow. A tree branch, perhaps.
You
Right?
already said
Right,
that.
Your Honor?
I can assure you trees don't grow in beach huts.
In any case, the mark on both of the photos is exactly the same shape. I wonder how this could have happened.
Well,
Both of these photographs have the same mark. That's because
I got back to the unfortunate habit of seeing the Naruhodo name and attempting to read it.
an
Whoops.
issue with the camera.
Oh yeah, a tree branch.
Oh my god.
As tempted as I am to do
Oh,
that
what if
for
we
the.
picked that?
Okay, listen. You know what? We know the truth, and just in case something goes wrong, I need to see what they say.
That is
I
true.
need to see what they say.
There's no other explanation. This mark is clearly the shadow of a tree.
What? But you laughed at me when I suggested the same thing only moments ago.
Indeed, I'm sure I did see quite the smirk on your face.
Well, I can't think of a better explanation.
Then don't steal my ideas.
Aren't you the one who's so calmly stating that trees don't grow in beach huts?
I'm sorry. What possessed me to go with that answer?
Comedy did. I possessed you.
Yeah, you did.
All right, trying to think this through one more time.
Both these
All right.
photographs are the same mark. That's because... Wait,
There's an
load.
Fine, that means I have to go back to the main menu. Hang on.
too bad.
Back to the main menu, even though that doesn't really matter that much unless you think I'm gonna mess up how badly I trust this game again.
Bruh.
Okay, listen, I know I have a bad history with things, but
Bruh.
okay. Thanks for that one. Thanks for the vote of confidence.
I've
Well,
known
hey.
you for years.
An issue with the camera.
It must be a problem with the camera, of course.
What's wrong with the camera?
It seems as though that camera has a scratch on it. Being included that the scratch is what is most likely shown in these two photographs.
In other words, these two photographs were taken with the same camera.
But there are hundreds of people with cameras all over the Imperial capital. How on earth are we to identify this single photographer?
He's right here.
Yeah. Have you forgotten, Prosecutor Auchi? This is a newspaper article.
A newspaper?
I see you've caught on. The person we're looking for is the same person who wrote this article.
Curse you, I say.
God, I really hate this man.
Don't we all?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Mamamomi?
Who?
What?
What? What did that say?
I swear to God, that was...
Hey, you're that jolly fellow who's just returned from Britain.
What on earth do you think you're doing? Your testimony is finished.
It's Mamamomi! I'm telling you, it's Mamamomi!
Mamamomi.
Mamamomi!
Mamamomi? That's his name?
This close-up is not something I asked for today. Hi.
Mamamomi. Mamamomi.
But where's the moo? Using every vowel except for you.
Mamamomi.
Where are you?
And
He's
sometimes
missing.
why? Soseki, one little question. What exactly is a mamamomi?
Since I returned home to Japan, a reporter from this newspaper, the Black Sun, has been reporting on my every move. The reporter's name is
Heita.
Hannah Mamamomi. He's been hounding me from dawn till dusk.
Mamamomi.
Mamamomi.
Now that he mentions it.
Candid action in the camera.
He must mean that reporter from before.
Loves right hands with these scribble scandals. His left clicks cuboid cameras. And that reporter's name is none other than Heita Mamamomi. Mamamomi. Mamma mia.
Did he take this photograph?
Mamamomi. It's Mamamomi. It's him, Your Honorable Honor.
God.
Bailiff, summon this newspaper reporter to the Supreme Court at once.
I mean, he's already been
He's
here.
been
He's somewhere.
He's been stalking Soseki apparently.
I was gonna
And
say
he
that
got
also.
in the courtroom somehow, and no one talked to him.
This trial will enter recess.
Yes, Your Honor.
Certainly, Your Honor.
And one more thing.
Whoa.
I order examination of this knife to test for any traces of poison. I also request the assistance of Imperial Yuma University's medical department. Understood?
Yeah, because they'd be able to
Yeah.
look at it.
Mamamomi.
Oh my God! Everyone's just screaming "Mamamomi" now.
Oh man. So interesting.
To say the least.
So the photographer / article writer has been
I
following.
wonder. HM Heita Mamamomi. That's his pen.
It is, yes.
And that
It is.
the symbol on the pen must be the company symbol for the Black Sun.
Probably, yeah.
Boom! I solved it.
There you go.
Look at me.
We just have to figure out now, which is the most mysterious thing, is that we know he's the killer, but we have to figure out why he would do it. Because I mean, obviously he's been shadowing Soseki ever since he came back to Japan.
Yeah, not like, jeez.
Not like, but like.
Not shadowing. He's been stalking him.
Well, he's been like his.
Shadowing is when you're like being trained by somebody.
Well, you know what I mean. He's not been sneaking around either. He's literally been there, like, just following him and writing about him all the time.
He's a paparazzi.
Yeah, but why would he be following Soseki, and then what also would he have as the purpose to murder Giselle Brett?
That's what we need to find out.
Yeah, that's the big mystery that we have right now.
There she is. I'm sorry, Sue. It's my fault for not saying anything about the poison. Auri.
You have a strong sense of responsibility. That's why you try to bear the burden all by yourself.
That's not it! I was just scared of the theft being discovered. So I tried to get it back from that British lady before anyone could notice. Sue, before the trial, you said that you believe in me from the bottom of your heart. I did, and I still do. But if I'm honest, I don't think I truly believed you. I hid something so important from you and betrayed your trust. Please just hit me! Better yet, throw me onto the ground! Or even better, parade me round the city for everybody to mock before you execute me! You've been watching too much Game of Thrones. Shame! Shame!
Someone's a little bit of a maybe not a masochist.
No.
But, well, actually kind of masochist. She wants to be executed, but
an extremist.
Yeah, because I was like, it's not a sadist, because sadist is the one that does the hurting. And Susado's not a sadist, so stop it, Howery.
I'm no better. What? When I found out that you had pulled out that knife, the moment may have been a short one, but I doubted you. Sue!
The sad music box is back.
But I promised to fight for you until the bitter end. And after all that, I'm the one who betrayed you. I'm a failure of an attorney! No, you're not! You really tried...
Have you two learned something from all of this? Trusting and believing in something isn't always as easy as one might think.
Those little glances she's stealing.
I know,
at her.
she's so like, God, she wants Susado to step on her so bad.
Stop!
I'm just...
You're making it weird!
Am I wrong?
You're
She literally
making
said, shame me around the village before you execute me, okay? She said that.
Because she felt bad. You're making it weird, dude. Cut it out. Yes, I understand that quite well now.
I ship them.
Yeah, but you don't gotta make it weird. So I will no longer waver, Howery. Yes? Would you forgive me?
Fuck no.
I was right. Aw, you really are a gallant attorney, Sue. Howery.
Time to return back to court. Oh, not quite yet. Okay. A lot of dots.
Oh, at the time I was so scared. I had no idea what had happened. That British lady was listening to me from the seat at the back of the hut. I know you're the one who stole every eternity once. My, I must say, I haven't the faintest idea of what you're talking about.
And she actually probably didn't know.
And the next moment, she was standing up, though a bit unsteady on her feet. And then she just collapsed right in front of me. There was a small knife stabbed into her back. That is what happened. And you're sure there was nobody else in the beach hut at that point in time, right? I'm sure. It was just me and that Brit. I don't understand how anybody could have stabbed her at that moment.
I mean, if he was outside the hut, I mean,
It could have been through the beach hut somehow.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because I thought it was a fabric thing, but I could have been wrong. But I thought it was. Just stabbed with the fabric. Indeed, it does sound like quite the set of peculiar circumstances.
Maybe there'll be like a hole or something in the wall that we can see in the photograph. Something, I don't know. Even I couldn't believe it. That's why I felt I couldn't say anything. It's all right. What really happened then, what you saw with your own two eyes, I'm going to prove that it's the truth.
That's my girl. I mean, boy.
Boy,
you didn't hear that, bailiffs?
yes, my
Boy.
son,
Yes.
son.
Well then, shall we move on to the topic of what is to come next in the trial? And we're going to go over that topic next time.
Ooh-wee.
I think the big questions that remain for... Well, listen, it's theory time at the end of the episode.
Oh, boy.
Well, here's the question. How did paparazzi guy know about the poison? Because it's supposed to be pretty top secret. And then
He was in the lab. He could have investigated.
I suppose. And then the other question is, how did Giselle get the pen from him if that's what had the poison in it?
I don't know.
We have to find that out next time.
I was gonna say, it's why it's a mystery,
The
Evan.
mystery grows.
Oh, Jesus.